And we are live.
What is happening, crew? Thank you for joining us. If anybody does on this glorious football Sunday, week one, here we are. Even more importantly, what we're doing with our friends and family and lives, and being here with all of you is always a treat. Dad, how you doing today?
Fantastic. Yes. We got some rare rain here. We'll just do some fill time here until everybody piles in.
Mm-hmm.
If anyone shows up, I get it if they don't.
Yeah, yeah. Could
They'll
just
watch
be
it
us
later.
today.
Yeah. Woke up to rain, which is insanely rare for us. We
Mhm.
never get rain in the summer. And we have ran around, had to chop a bunch of wood as I'm smoking pork all day long. I'm smoking bacon, ham, ribs, all kinds of good fun stuff. So,
Nice.
farmstead, lumberjack, you know, alpha male angle today. Going
Excellent.
going caveman on it this morning.
Grilling and chilling
That's it.
is what we do.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Well,
All
what's
right.
up, everybody? What's up, Simon? We got outdoor boys here. Charles, good morning. Good
Simon.
afternoon.
Look at what he posted, Simon or Sean. Sean, you do know that Brent and I are Charger fans, right?
Yeah. We're obviously rooting against the Dolphins today, Sean, but we also really love the Dolphins.
Yeah.
We both have lived and worked right by Miami and been around it a lot. When my dad first moved there, our favorite player ever, Junior Seau, got traded there.
Yeah.
And so one of the things, like one of the first gifts my dad got me from Florida was a Dolphins Junior Seau jersey. So
Look at that.
I rock that every once in a while.
There you go. Nice.
Today's Antonio Gates though, because Gates is going to the Chargers Hall of Fame.
NFL Hall of Fame, I think, isn't he?
Well, both.
Yeah.
But the Chargers just accepted him during one of his speeches. I was like,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we got Chris, Sean. I saw one from Spain. Who was that?
Hey, we got Rick from Rosarito.
Rick.
Hola.
Right on. I used to live in Playas. Elizabeth and I lived in Playas, just north of Rosarito, for 4 years. So neighbors.
Yeah, we driven through there a bunch.
Oh yeah. Some good tacos down there.
Oh, I missed that whole part of the earth right there, Dad.
Yeah. Charles Hawkins, sorry to say he's a Cowboys fan, but we love you anyway, brother.
We do. Cowboys are going to be good, man. Don't sleep on the Cowboys this year.
Okay.
Nobody.
Conscious Contact, my brother.
Wow.
Is in the house, of course. And yeah, man. I was asked by him, I'll bet I got 10 texts this week about whether or not I was going to be going to New York for the party, for the XRP party. And instead of texting it a million more times, I'm just going to go ahead and say, no, I can't make it. I promise everybody I would have been able to make it. If I had to hitchhike, I would have been there. However, I have I booked this, I don't know, 4 or 5 months ago. There's a thing called the Silver Symposium. I've talked about on the show. It's in Vegas that same weekend. I don't know what Mr. Brad Garlinghouse was thinking, planning that, because man, everybody who's anybody is going to be in Vegas that weekend. So I think it was a poor choice, but I know that I've just heard recently that they have some big announcements coming out. XRP does that Friday right before that weekend. So I think that's kind of why they set it up for that weekend to have the party. And there's people who know what that is. If you guys know what that big announcement is, or you want to speculate, put that in the comments. We will read that because I've heard a few angles, but none of them really make any sense to me at this point. So I'm still checking it out, trying to figure out what's going on. Jay Crypto Minded, Alchemist back in the house.
Nice.
I hope Becky shows up. I told Becky we'd be here last Sunday. We couldn't make it.
Hey, Chris, got Avon.
Yeah.
Your last video, Wealth and Happiness, is so amazing. Thank you so much. Just being next to my dad and doing videos again was just the way we like it. Yeah, what the comments that everybody put on there were so cool. I was answering stuff for an hour this morning, just like almost tearing up. Yeah, it was powerful. It was just a lot of love, you know. We all want simple things, and you know, we want a little excitement, a little adventure on our journey. And that was the common thread, I would say.
Yes.
And we're hopefully all going to receive that, guys. I want that for all of you.
Agreed. Yeah. We put we're putting more and more of who we are and what we think and what we believe in our videos. It's really hard because not everybody thinks the same and has had the same life experiences. So it's very difficult to kind of put yourself out on a limb too much. But like on the other hand, you know, we like to try and keep it real, but we're not trying to sugarcoat any of that stuff. That's exactly who we are. That's the way we believe. And a lot of people resonate with it. I would have to say most people on this channel do. And it's really fun to hear people's experience be so similar to ours.
Yeah.
Guys, is anyone getting new into XRP? Is it still early enough for them to get into it, do you think? Yes. XRP is an absolute steal at 49 cents. Again, not financial advice. That's my opinion. If you, let's put it this way. If you were to spend 50 cents on an XRP coin today, there's going to come a time in your future that you should never, ever sell it for less than $1. I don't know whether that's going to be a month or 10 years, but the bottom line is you're going to double your money. That's going to happen, period. That's not a guarantee, but that's as close to a guarantee as you're going to get. So, and I'm not saying it's going to stop at $1. I didn't mean it like that. What I'm trying to say is if you sell it before you, like if you buy it now at 49 cents and it goes to 25 cents and you sell it, don't buy it today. Don't do that. There's too many people doing that out there. And I've heard so many sad stories in this whole bear market is when you hear the sad stories, because everybody bought at the top and then they sold at the bottom. And then they're telling you the story for 2.5 years. And it's like, man, okay. Of course, those are the same people that are going to buy at the next top. And it's sad, but that's what we do. So 50 cents is a great deal. Even if the price goes to 25 cents, it's a great price at 50 cents. Put it that way. Okay. How many? That's a loaded question, Jay.
Hey, Melissa.
How many XRP do you need to buy a house? Depends on the house. Depends on when you sell your XRP.
Depends what the price goes to. Depends.
There's a lot to that question, but Jay, you know what I'm going to say? I have an idea that cryptos are going to be going up over the next 2 to 3 years. And I think houses are going to be going down. So whatever that number is, it's getting better for you over the next year or two. That equation of purchasing a house through crypto is going to become better odds or fewer coins, if you will, that you'll require. So, and Jay looks like a young guy in his photo. So it looks like you have plenty of time, Jay.
A strapping young lad. You got
Yeah.
this, Jay.
I think in 10 years, you're looking at 500 to 1,000 a coin. So when do you want a house, and how nice a house? So,
Mhm.
but between now and then,
We'll see.
no crystal balls.
Yeah, we shall see.
Yeah.
We were together this last weekend. Sorry we missed you all last Sunday. We were busy working on the ranchito and
We
making
were.
videos for all of you.
It
Go
was,
ahead, Jeff.
yeah. Hey, Melissa's in the house. Hey, girl. A
So
world be free.
yeah, so
Yeah. Love it.
we made this last video, and we also we got into one that we're gonna post on our Patreon channel, and it was about our both of our stories about how we got into reconnective healing, which is just, to us, was really kind of a groundbreaking time because we were both looking for something like that, and wanted that to be a big part of our life, just like we want crypto to be part of our life. And so we were lucky enough to kind of, however that all works, like the universe puts it in your way. And, we found a very interesting books and groups and seminars. And so we're going to share with you about all of that experience. For all of you would-be healers out there.
Yes.
And just sharing the knowledge that we all are. And
That's right.
it's not Alan and Brent that have the gift. It's everybody has the gift. Is
No,
what
that's right.
we figured out from that. And that just gave us even more open minds, really, about life. And when we Dad and I have also read like the Course in Miracles, and you boil that one down, and it's, our entire lives are a miracle. We're a walking miracle.
Yeah.
All day long, and when you connect yourself to all of it, to all of the energy, all the light, all the matter, everything that's going on in the universe, it's like, it's so fun to feel a part of it, and to actually feel it. And so it was a life changer for me. Absolutely changed my life, especially when I did it. And yeah, not saying there's any one way to do it either. We just are going to share that road with you because it really worked for us. And we've seen just a lot of growth, self-growth in ourselves, and a lot of beautiful things come of it, including community.
Yeah.
A lot of the people who've reached out to us on our channel have been those types of people, even over crypto people. And so we felt it was kind of the time to really start sharing that. And thank you, Dad, for really, encouraging me and getting us onto that branch, and giving our Patreons some really interesting content.
We did, and we really put ourselves out there, and so that's really why we don't share it on live stream so much, and so much on our regular YouTube channel, because it is personal, and you either resonate with it or you don't. And if you don't, I can understand why, because that's not your life experience, and until it is, you're not going to understand it. So why why put it in everybody's face? Because really, essentially, our channel is especially known on YouTube as a crypto channel, in particular an XRP channel to some extent at this point. However, I've always been the guy who said I believe in the top 20 or 30 coins. I just do. I don't own all of them, but I believe in all of them. But when you want to talk deeper about who Brent and Alan are, and who my wife is, and what my farm's all about, and those kind of things, I kind of like to keep those a little closer to the vest, if you know what I mean. And I allow a lot of people in because I'm really a social person. So I really want more people to join with us. But I really have to kind of keep it in a group to where it's Patreon. so far our Patreon isn't too big, and it's really kind of cool that way. I like it that way. I really, when
Yeah.
you first start Patreon, you're like, oh wow, it'd be cool if we had 1,000. It's like, no, I like 150 is what we have, and I'd like to kind of keep it small to where I can kind of have a feeling of who everybody is, and then when we all go to Vegas and when, we all crush it and whatever, we can have our own group kind of meet up, and then we can really get to know each other
Yeah.
personally, poolside parties or whatever it might be, rent out a convention place to where it's just us for a few hours. And then we join the other XRP people as well. So
Hmm.
that'd be a lot of fun. And it's good stuff that way.
There's going to be a lot of love in our corner, man. A lot of cool people.
That's right.
I hope we get to meet everybody in here. Hey,
we will.
Kung Fu Tuber, great comment. That struck a chord for me.
Which one?
Kung Fu Tuber.
Okay.
I'll have to pull up the comment. Well,
yeah.
we'll keep it. Casey wants to keep it.
Yeah.
Private too. That's cool.
Kung Fu Tuber, hey crew. I see that.
But yeah, everybody can go on YouTube and read that.
Yeah. No, that's cool.
Yeah, just everybody, the love from that, really special.
Yeah, when I met people in Vegas by the pool and at the show and all the different rooms, you don't really understand how big of a family we are, and we're not investors. That was the thing that really hit me. None of us talked about the price. None of us talked about the future of XRP. None of us. We talked about each other. And hey, what are you going to do? And what are you going to do? And how are you going to spend your money? And are you going to, what else are you buying? Now, oh, okay, I looked at that project too. Or it was never about, oh, God, it really sucks how low the price is right now. And that was never even mentioned. Yeah, never was.
Yeah. I go to seminars to make friends for life. That's right. It used to be to learn about cool stuff. Like you're saying, Dad, it's just, you don't end up talking about that all that much. And even the people who speak, it's cool and it's great, but it's like another YouTube video. And then it's over.
Yeah.
And then it's just all of you, and you fan out and find your people. And man, I've found some amazing people at those things. It's what's fueled this.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Dad and I wanted this. We wanted to be in that seminar room talking to all of you all the time.
Yeah. That's how we met Simon in the chat and a few people. Yeah. I was there was somebody commented, it's terrible, I don't remember his name. There's so many comments, but he commented that he lived in the UK and he was going to university, and he was English major, I want to say. Something I have no idea,
philosophy.
I know. What was it? Philosophy. Yeah. And he said that hey, I'd really like to meet you guys one day, because one of my goals to go to the US one day. And I was like, yes, we're going to do that one day.
He's a big skier,
when I read those comments, I instantly can think to myself, yeah, that's going to happen. Or I don't get that feeling. But every time I read it, it's like, oh yeah, that's going to happen. Like a premonition or whatever you want to call it, some psychic form of ability. And it just hits me like, oh yeah, that's going to happen. I don't know when or how, but we're all going to hook up one of these days.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, we're glad you're here too, Glitch in the Matrix.
Glitch in the Matrix.
Glitch in the Matrix.
Love that.
Love it.
Slave is in the house. Yeah.
Vlad, good afternoon to you.
Yeah. We got some good folks in here. Yeah, we weren't sure how many people.
Al's Pond, of course.
Yeah, Al's Pond fun. We weren't sure how many people would show up here, because it is football and opening weekend of football, and right in the middle of the football game, so we're doing a live stream. But
hopefully you guys are going dual. Like you got the TV going, and then maybe like
yeah, that's right.
and Alan
Yeah.
and Brent are chirping here, and you got the TV blaring in the background. That'd be the way to do it.
Lino, yes. Love and light to all, for sure.
Yes.
Agreed. Very much agreed. Yeah. Northern Living's in the house. Man, this is cool. Everybody I was hoping would be here showed up.
Yep.
Simon, we can multitask for sure.
Lynn, good afternoon.
I shot a video the other day. Yeah, I'm going to steal the microphone here for a minute. I know.
You never do that. Never.
No, never.
No.
So the other day, something kind of went viral, with Mr. Saylor. Struck a lot of people in a lot of different chords, and a lot of people didn't maybe grasp on what was happening. But one of the things that I really want to say is this channel has always been about, I love Bitcoin and I love XRP and I love XLM and I love Cardano and XDC.
Yeah.
I like them all. Okay. So I've never been the guy that says, oh, well, those guys are, they're going to lose and we're going to win. That's not my angle. Okay. That's not what we do here. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I am seeing a lot of people in the army in the last few days really kind of slinging mud at Mr. Saylor. I get it. I understand it. What you might want to take a step back, because the man is brilliant. I mean, I heard people say some pretty damaging things about the man over the last couple of days who have big channels. And I thought, man, he's on our team. I don't care if you only own XLM. What he just did last week, or what he's doing and his people are doing, is going to rise the tide in the marina. And the boat called XLM is going to go up massive amounts because of these legal accounting terms that are being changed for crypto. Notice it said crypto. It didn't say just Bitcoin. Okay. This is a really big factor, guys. And this is going to change the way corporations can and will own all crypto. Okay. This going forward is massive for all of us. I know the Bitcoin maxis took it on their back and said it's only for us and, oh, we win, everybody else loses. I get all that. Don't get stuck in that one. Don't get stuck in that whole thing. And I saw this one. People were laughing at him for saying 5 million.
Why?
Why would you?
Why
I don't
would
know
you
why you're
laugh at
laughing
him
about
for
that.
saying that? I don't understand.
There was a lot of people who don't understand math.
Yeah.
And they're like,
well,
like,
Dad, the one that you talk to me about it all the time. It's how many digits are out there. How many digits are out there, and these blockchains and cryptocurrencies and coins and tokens, and it's literally the perfect sponges for all of those digits.
Yeah.
And when you look at the amount, like you're saying, Dad, do the math. It's like, I can't laugh at that number. I can't laugh at people saying ridiculous numbers about XRP. That there's totally a possibility for that to happen.
Yes.
Totally possible.
And yeah, there's so many digits out there. Like there's over a quadrillion US dollar equivalent digits just in the derivatives market. Like I use this equation all the time, but I don't know how many, the most prolific thing on the planet, other than grains of sand and maybe drops of water, is US dollar digits. There's quadrillions of, name something on the planet where there's a quadrillion of them. That's how big. 1,000 trillions. Do you know how many 1,000 trillions is? I mean, and then they're like, well, 5 million, there's no way. It's like the thinking of like, there's no way it could be $5 million is what's holding mankind back. That's last decade thinking. Okay. Trust me, they're looking for a place to put all these digits. And like Melissa just said, we're looking for true accounting any way we can get it. Somebody has to be accountable for how we're going to account for all of these digits. And yeah, we may have to reduce them down. We may have to drop a couple of zeros on the thing, but the slice of the pie that you own is still going to be the pie you own. Everybody's going to be equivalent. Okay. It's just going to have to drop some zeros off of it. But where I was going with that whole comment is we won last week. And I mean, we, the whole collective we who's in crypto in any form, had a massive week last week.
Yeah.
And if you guys don't understand what it means to get a Bitcoin spot ETF to XRP, like, I'm just going to say this real quick because I was going to do this video on this. I'm going to spit it out real quick. Old stinky money, okay, has resisted Bitcoin for 15 years now. Okay. 15 years. They just now are starting to let in Bitcoin. They're just now starting to get their old cobwebs out of their mind, and they're allowing in this new technology, and their bean counters figured it out. Anybody with half a brain in their firm understands how it works, but they just haven't yet. Well, now they've understood Bitcoin. They're not going to adopt XLM next week. It's not how they work. They're not that sophisticated. I know you think they are. They're not. Everybody who owns corporations in corporate world are not Elon Musk. They're the opposite of Elon Musk. They are old and they're tired and they're spoiled rotten. Okay. They're not going to say, oh, well, XRP is better use case. We're just going to go immediately to that. No, they've just figured out Bitcoin because it equates to gold to them. They understand collateral. They understand value of an asset, of a limited asset. They don't understand use case yet, and they don't understand how it can change the world of moving money yet. That's going to come in time. Right. That's not going to happen overnight. Right. XRP is not going to have an ETF this year. They haven't even submitted for one. Right. So that unfortunately is going to give Bitcoin a head start of at least a year, if not more. And it'd behoove you to own some Satoshis. There, I said it. I think it'd be a good idea. And somebody sent me the link. I'm trying to remember who it was who sent me that. Was was the tip of my tongue. He sent me the link where Brad Kynes said, I'm buying Bitcoin. The one guy that I saw, except for DAI, I figured DAI will never buy Bitcoin. But I couldn't believe he said it. And I was like, I had to listen to it 3 times. But like, he's buying Bitcoin. And I thought, okay, here's a man that's not afraid to say, you know what? Maybe I need to step back and take a look and really look at it. And look at it with a new, fresh set of eyes. And that's what he did. And he came up with the nerve and the backbone to admit he was wrong, or he maybe didn't get it perfectly right. I really respect him for that. I love Brad. I think he's a brilliant man. And I listen to his show quite often. And that was a brilliant move. Almost like crazy these days, because I see so many YouTubers who are saying the exact opposite. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. No. It's like, no, reality has a way of knocking on your front door. And it did for Brad. Okay. Some other channels, they're going to like, well, it's not going to, I don't care. 10 years from now, I think XRP is going to make you more money. That's my opinion. I just believe that to be true. That's what I think. Yeah.
For all of us laughing at the $5 million price point of Bitcoin, Dad, like I get laughing at that. That would have been my probably first reaction. But the fact that it is an asset, it does have real value, and it took real energy to create.
It did.
And looking forward, who's going to want to sell that? when everybody
Nobody.
finally gets the hamster wheel turning to the point where, okay, let's say I've got just say half a Bitcoin,
Yeah.
and that can potentially change generations of my family because now I can collateralize with it. I can leverage against it. I can use it to, you know, get a loan. I can use it to,
Yeah.
buy a
That's
house.
right. Yeah.
Like, then all of a sudden $5 million doesn't seem like all that much. On a private sale, it's like, 5 years down the road, let's say it's worth 1 million.
Yeah.
What is it really in the future from there? I mean,
Yeah. That's right.
if one damn Bitcoin's worth $1 million,
See,
who's gonna wanna relinquish that? Nobody. Nobody. You're
there's
gonna use it
nobody.
to be your own bank,
What?
period.
Okay. The question now is that's changed in the last 7 days is this. Where's anybody's incentive to sell a Bitcoin now? Why would you ever sell it now? That's something the other coins don't have yet. Like only a
Mhm.
fool would sell their Bitcoin today. Now, I don't even care if it doubles. You still wouldn't sell it. Like, why would it's a physical asset. It's equity in a home now. They've declared it equity. That's pretty big, guys. That's really huge. And I used to think, what was it? Sorry if I'm butchering your name. Avalet, FPV. The next bull run XRP will make more money. I would have thought that until last week. I would have said that for sure until last week. What a lot of people aren't understanding is XRP. The people who understand XRP have already bought it. Okay. The banking systems either own it or you and I retail have bought it. Where's the new market money coming from? In the next bull run, who's going to buy XRP? Well, I'm going to tell you, corporations around the world are going to buy Bitcoin. Corporations with limitless amounts of money, with limitless, endless amounts of being able to borrow money for nothing to buy an asset, and they're going to buy Bitcoin. So, are you still saying what you're saying about XRP is going to go up faster? I was totally with you until last week. I don't know now. I don't know. None of us know. But that's how I used to feel about it for sure. But now it's like, wait a minute. All that old stinky money that I keep talking about is not going to just gamble on a different coin because there's 50,000 coins to gamble on. They're going to go, well,
And
let's go with
XRP
Ethereum.
Yeah, and XRP does seem to have all the infrastructure and the support and all the, deals in place to be right there with Bitcoin.
Yeah.
But Bitcoin has been the originator, the tried and true, the name that everybody knows around the world.
Yeah.
And at what point and which one, Dad, does
That's
all
right.
that old stinky money scramble to? I would guess that it scrambles to Bitcoin first, but
It has so
but I
far.
but
Yeah.
but to argue on the side of XRP too, it's their use case is so good,
It's huge. Yeah.
and
That's
a
right.
lot of people have a lot of genuine complaints about Bitcoin, like scaling and such things that it will certainly be. I personally think we need both. I
Okay. But
know we need both.
right. But
There,
okay. Anybody that tells you Bitcoin doesn't scale today didn't understand what happened last week. Okay. You're living in the dark. Okay. Delta
Mhm.
Ghost, dude, I love you, bro, but it doesn't need to scale. Does gold need to scale? No. Why?
Mm-mm.
It's a commodity. It's an asset. Does the equity in your real estate need to scale? thousands of transactions. No. Why? Because you're never going to sell it. You're not going to sell Bitcoin. It doesn't need to scale. It's not money. It's not a
Yeah, well,
digital
this is
currency.
no, I love that. This is always your take, Dad, and we're not
Always.
going to be buying a cup of Starbucks coffee with our Satoshis. That's just
And that
not
got guaranteed last week.
that. Yeah, that will
That's not
be
even
very, very, very impractical from all
it's
the
no
news.
longer a debate.
Yeah,
You're going to spend your XLM. You're not even going to spend your XRP on Starbucks. That's just the world we just stepped into, guys. And
It's
if
like
you
a
don't
coin, man.
understand what I just said, you need to really research that because it's a really key point. Like, I forgot the name of the company that you can sell pieces of your own gold with a credit card. Anyway, they were at the show. Anyway, talked to a few of the guys, and I can't remember the name of it. Glint, right? I've never understood it. Why would you sell your gold? Why are you selling pieces of your gold for Starbucks or a hotel room? Why not use those fake American digits? Why would you sell something that you hold precious? And that's what happened to Bitcoin. So scalability is no longer a question, guys. It just isn't. But I understand the argument, but the argument's dead now.
Yeah. It's been the hurdle. I mean, I'm with you, Dad. And I think that point really makes a lot of sense.
Delta's absolutely right.
There's just going to be so little sales of it. I mean, you were telling me the other day, how much can you even acquire right now at Coinbase? We're hearing of people who are trying to get $1,000 worth and are getting stuck in the system for weeks on end. And it's like, okay, that's a pretty slow transaction rate. If one of our biggest, ramps is not spitting and turning out cars, it's just not. And you have the evolution of things like the Lightning Network and the wallets. And I mean, there is, just like Michael Saylor, I've always been a big fan. I think there's a lot of brilliant people working with Bitcoin. And I'm very excited to see it, Dad. I'm very excited to see why people like Brad are totally spinning their head around and just seeing it, and everything that you've told me about it in the last week is just like, wow. Like this is the biggest, it's like the biggest news we've ever got, really.
Yeah. Let's ask ourselves a real couple of quick, hard questions here. Okay. What does David Schwartz, what does Brad Garlinghouse, what is John Deaton, what is now Brad Kynes, what do all those guys have in common? All those guys own Bitcoin. They all work for XRP, but yet they own Bitcoin, don't they? Because one's for transactions and one's for holding collateral and borrowing against. They're not the same thing. And Delta Ghost is exactly right. When the better technology comes around, nobody's going to use Bitcoin. No, they're not going to use Bitcoin. They're going to borrow against their Bitcoin. It's sort of like Bitcoin's going to become like the Dallas Cowboys. Are you going to sell your Dallas Cowboys to buy a new car? No. You're going to borrow against the billions and billions of dollars in asset value to buy a new ranch or to buy a new car, or to buy something else. And the equity in which goes up in value. Stop and think about the 10 largest financial institutions in the world just decided that they're going to start mining Bitcoin. You think it's going to go down in price? Like, no. It's comical. I just saw some guy come out yesterday and said, oh yeah, he thinks Bitcoin's going to $3,500. I'm like, how can you even, maybe, I mean, it could, I suppose, but who would even think that? because it doesn't need to be a transaction any longer. It needs to sit in a closet and collect equity. That's all. It just needs to get old and valuable, like an old Rembrandt. That's what they did to it. Yeah.
And we need it to be that sponge to absorb that stinky old money.
That's it.
Stinky old ways of economic financial tools that we're losing with stocks and bonds. And
yeah,
I mean, through my whole life, we've lost.
That's right.
It hasn't been consistent. There's no building. There's no future to that.
That's right.
And with this, there is. I mean, just the nature, Dad, of them already tossing out the Bitcoin ETFs. You know, it's like you get a spot ETF, and like in something that people don't even really understand what it is. When they were first talking about this a year ago, you know, it wasn't predicated on Bitcoin. It was predicated on like T-bills and stuff.
Yeah, that's right.
It was the same old stinky system, just trying to make a buck off Bitcoin. And I think it's going to improve. I really see that. I see the people getting smarter and saying like, well, no, it would be way more advantageous for me to just hold Satoshis.
Yeah.
And I learn how to be my own bank. And I actually do what we've all been chirping about in the crypto sphere for, 10 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's going to be more advantageous to all of us than playing this old game.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to see Bitcoin kind of suck up that battle and help win that battle for us and help people kind of see the bigger picture. Same with XRP. Same with XRP. Like you said, it's a whole different use case.
They're not even the same thing.
No.
Like, I love Tony's comment. You're a complete idiot about XRP. Okay. I mean,
okay,
maybe, but I bet I've read more documents about XRP than you have, but that doesn't mean I'm an idiot about it. I own a lot of XRP, and I think I'm going to do really, really well in life because of XRP. And I think XRP is going to change the way money moves on the face of this planet. That is not what I just said about Bitcoin. Bitcoin is not going to move money. Bitcoin is going to soak up money like a giant sponge. It's not going to move anything around. It'll move paper goods from it. I want to explain. Most people don't even have a clue what an ETF is. You can't go to your broker tomorrow. 99% of the people in the chat probably don't even have a broker, or probably never will in their lifetime. Okay. You can't go to your broker, Joe Mr. Smith, and say, hey, I want to buy a Bitcoin ETF. You can't even do that. You're not going to be able to buy these. Who are these ETFs going to be sold to? Corporations, businesses, pensions. All of that money that's stuck in bond market, Phil, is going to go now to Bitcoinville. Really simple here, people. And then when the XRP ETF comes out, it's going to go there. Or it's going to go to Cardano. Or it's going to go to the Ethereum ETF. It's not yet your time in the sun. That's the big difference. Bitcoin isn't the transactional function freeway for money any longer. It might have been with Lightning Network, but not anymore. Not anymore. That all changed. And now we're kind of killing a dead horse here, but
everybody's changing it. I mean, how many open source scalable layer ones are out there? It's just mind boggling. There's so many people trying to change this for the world, and proud of y'all. Proud of y'all getting after it. I got one for us, Dad.
Yeah.
Guys, we're from all over the globe. I'm not watching the football here in the UK. Just needed my digital asset meditation from the Staple crew. Let's go, crypto Bob. Let's go.
Nice.
Woo!
Love it. Yeah.
Love it. Who listens to Sailor? Listen to his voice. I feel you, Delta Ghost. I feel you. I
Yeah.
have to dig deep. You know, I have to dig deep.
It's funny because every person I know who listens to a show shill their coin calls everybody else's coin a shill.
Yeah.
It's classic, man. It's just like, oh, well, we're the guys that, you know, whoever supports my coins, they're not shills. No, they're the real deal. Yeah, I
Mhm.
love it. That's why I own them all, guys.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid to tell you I own a lot of different kinds of crypto. Why? Because I don't know. And I know the people you're listening to, they don't know either, man. I'm telling you, they don't know the future of crypto. They might say it on a channel, they might even have a million viewers. Okay. Of course, we know what a million viewers will do for you. Look at our buddy Ben, right?
Mhm.
Who BitBoy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, clearly he
We
kind of
better we got to keep a tight crew, Dad. We got to keep a real tight crew.
yeah.
We don't want a mutiny on our hands. That's not.
Yeah.
You don't want that. That's not great. It's not
No,
great.
it's not good being a captain. The crew's always wanting to run you through, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Yeah.
It sounds like he brought a lot of it on himself, but anyway, I love the guy. So, I think he's gonna be fine.
Oh yeah.
Uh, uh, what else
All
we
these
got in there?
amazing comments. Oh my goodness. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, Simon,
Quant,
it is bigger
quants,
than that.
quants will melt faces. I have 10 and view them the same as Bitcoin. Yeah, I'm starting to go down the quant road just to understand it.
I
Pretty
heard
pretty
I just
exciting. Pretty
I
exciting.
just heard I just heard big news. If you guys want an inside skinny on one, I just heard was all of IBM's new data. I don't know if you guys know about what IBM's doing with biotech and all that stuff. It's kind of creepy stuff, to be honest. But MIT basically just took all of their documents that they've been working with MIT working with IBM for the last 50 years, I think.
Mhm.
Took all of their data and just put it on Filecoin. I had a little inside tip.
What?
That's what they did. They said,
What?
well, there isn't anywhere else to store it. We don't trust the cloud. It's corrupted by Google. They had like 10 reasons why they did it. They went Filecoin. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that was big news.
I've been romantic about Filecoin for some time now.
It's yeah.
There are other coins, there are other data storage options that we've heard of. I did a Filecoin video on the show maybe like 6-7 months ago.
Yeah.
And I'll have to bring those up again, another chat. But yeah, the future of data storage with the blockchain. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
I saw another question. No, Brent and I will not be in New York, unfortunately.
Yeah, we're sorry about that.
I'm
We
going to
want
be
to party with you guys terribly.
I will be in Vegas that weekend. There's a thing called the Silver Symposium. There's a man by the name of G. Gordon Liddy. If you guys know who he is, he wrote the very famous book, The Creature from Jekyll Island. If you have not read that book, you need to. It talks about what money is, where it came from, what it's all about. He's going to be a guest speaker there. There's rumor Ron Paul is going to be there. There's some 20 different speakers that are going to be there. The theme this year is not just about silver, it's also about commercial real estate and crypto. So I'll be there. And clearly, Brad didn't call me and check my agenda before he booked that. I don't know why he booked it on that weekend, but he did. So we covered that earlier in the video. Yeah.
Yeah, all love here.
Sorry,
Tony,
yes.
we're not a Bitcoin maxi channel. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Nobody panic here. We're just trying to Dad and I are, this is all of our conversations that we have about crypto too. We're trying to stay open-minded and share with each other what we hear, from news to what projects are doing what, to what companies are merging with them, and what the possibilities are going to be for everybody.
Yeah.
To us, Bitcoin and XRP and the top 20 coins, that's a foregone conclusion to us. We invested in our time into a YouTube channel so that we can talk about the whole big picture.
That's right.
We could probably have way more subs if we just picked one, right? If we just went all in on one, but that's not who we are. That's not what the space is going to become, in my opinion.
Right. Yeah. I stand corrected. I screwed that up. G. Gordon Liddy is a whole different book. Yeah. It's G. Edward Griffin wrote Creature. You can see where I got those two mixed up. But yeah, Gordon Liddy is a whole different. You might want to read that book too. Anyway.
You've always told me to read Jekyll Island. I got to get on that.
Jekyll Island is a must read. The other one is it Diaries of an Economic Hitman? I believe it's called, or yeah, like something of an economic hitman. That's a brilliant book too. And he was a guy who was basically hired by the central bankers to go into third world countries to set up a corrupt system so that they could manipulate and bribe public officials into signing documents that would leave their people stranded and poor for generations to come. And he was the guy that would go in there and set all that up. And he wrote a book. And he's still alive, which is kind of hard to believe. Yeah.
Yeah, Gordon. Shout out to some names I haven't seen. Gregory, Wendiva, Sleepy Kato, Ever Changing, Diane.
Confessions.
XRP, Peaky Blinder.
Yes. Confessions of an Economic Hitman. Thank you, Diane. Yes. I knew it was one of those. Another brilliant book. Totally written in a different perspective than the first. The first was a complete knowledge for the very first time and I've been studying economics since 1980. Very first time in my lifetime I ever heard anybody explain in a book form or fashion or knowledge based with research about what a real dollar was and how the real dollar was created. So if any of that interests you, definitely look that up. Yeah. Gordon Liddy was he was the guy behind the Watergate, but he was bigger than that. Actually, he was your very first whistleblower, if you will, back in the day when we were all into that sort of stuff.
Got to be careful with your espionage.
That's right. Yeah. Gordon Lightfoot. Yeah. We love ourselves some Gordon. Yeah.
Did you look into the $100 million hack with Harmony One? You're better off with eHarmony.
Yeah. That's good. I like it.
Oh man, that's good. That is good. I haven't heard about it. I need to dig into it.
Is eHarmony still around?
Oh, I'll bet it is. I'll
Man,
bet
that's
eHarmony
ancient.
is.
Yeah.
It seemed like one of the legit ones.
Yeah. Hey, Cody, would you please email me, please, Cody Garcia? I just read your post from earlier. Please email me and we'll get in contact with you. And you can get us through thestaplecrew.com. So, yeah, we need to communicate for sure.
Much love, brother.
Yeah. A Dixie Moon, Nita Gray. Nice. Love the ladies in the house. Love it. Yeah, Code Man. We'll work with you on a couple things. We could make that happen.
Dad, what do we know about XRP Plus?
Well, a lot, but I mean, I don't even think it's.
Sith Lord wanted to hear from the professor. That would be you.
Okay.
No pressure.
I'm just going to say that it's growth. All growth is good, usually, except for sometimes, soft forks and new ways of spreading information. I'm going to put it that way, through your network or access to NFTs and smart contracts. They do create weaknesses and breaches in your code, if you will. What little bit I know about it, I'm no genius in that category, and it does concern me over the long run in some ways. However, do I think it's a good idea? Yeah. Do I think it's a step in the progress of man and the future? Yeah. Do I think they can keep the hacks from being a big deal? Yeah. I remember 5-6 years ago when Bitcoin Cash came out, everybody was panicked it was going to ruin Bitcoin. It didn't even harm it at all. So soft forks can work. I know that that's kind of what that is. I started looking into it 2 weeks ago when I first heard about it. And it's a big debate. There's people on both sides of the fence, and I'm just sitting there going, yeah, here we go again. Is it like red, blue, you know what I mean? Christian, Muslim, I don't know what everybody likes a debate right now. So I think it's growth. I think there's a lot about it that I like. I don't think it's necessary today because I think what we really need to do is get the entire banking system trading on RippleNet. That's what I think first. So, yeah. Yeah, I know a lot of people think there's more bad than good with it, but I know. I hear you guys. I do. But it is progress. But
yeah, Avalate, nice comments. Spicy, very spicy today. I like those too. Those are some strong thoughts on all of them, and I appreciate that.
It's how that topic came about. It's like you either hate it or love it, and that was it. Like I said, it reminds me of the Bitcoin Cash. Like everybody hated it or loved it, and the people that made a lot of money on it loved it. And yeah, but would I sell my XRP coins for XRP Plus? Absolutely not. I'm not. I would not advise that to anybody today. But I know that's kind of where they're headed. But yeah.
I wonder how much more sleep we get if we researched, invested, and then shut off Twitter and YouTube for 2 years.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just had a conversation with a lady the other day who we will be doing an interview with in about a month. And she said something to me that I had never heard a human being say to me before. And I resonated with it. And she said, well, have you read this book? I was like, no. She says, read this book? No. Do you read much? I said, no. She goes, do you watch TV? I said, no. She goes, what do you watch? I said, well, I used to watch a lot of YouTube. I don't even do much of that anymore. Kind of do my own thing, try. You know, I still watch a lot of YouTube, but I listen mostly and this and that. She goes, so you don't read? I said, nope, not much. Like I'll read something if somebody sends me something about a document. And if it's some inside information to something, I'll read that twice and I'll memorize it. But other than that, I don't read. She goes, oh my God, really? And I said, yeah. She goes, I read like 10 books a week. And I said, wow, good for you. And she said, well, why don't you read? And you have to watch the interview for the whole reason why I don't read. But at the end of it, she looked at, she said to me over the phone, she goes, that's probably the wisest thing I've ever heard a person tell me about not reading. And I went, thanks. Because if you're reading somebody else's printed material, you're allowing that into your mind. That is influencing who you are and what you believe, right? That's what Twitter does. That's what YouTube does. That's what all these things do. And if you're listening to somebody who's telling you really cool, positive stuff about you and your neighbors and your financial future, then you should listen to it or read it. But almost everybody in the economic space that I read is telling you what's wrong with the economics world today. They're not telling you how to fix it. They're not telling you the great things about what can be coming. They're simply telling you, hey, you've got a flat tire, over and over and over again. And it's like, then you realize, then you start to come to the conclusion that everything in life is broken. Because if money's broken, everything's broken. And then you start living in, I live in a broken world. And for me, that didn't work. It was driving me crazy. And I kept thinking the market was going to crash tomorrow. And it never crashes. 20 years of hearing about a flat tire, you don't even want to hear about tires anymore. Anyway, I rambled on about that.
No, I get that, Dad. I get that. And I'm a pretty avid reader.
Yes.
I go hot and cold, but number one, I don't get my dad anything but magazines anymore. And they're either Bitcoin magazine or Boat magazine, which is like a yachting journal. That's it. Because I know my dad wants to be himself and live that way, and that's huge. You've taught me that, Dad, and I appreciate it. Like the only books I gravitate to now, I just picked up this one. I just picked up Robert Greene, Daily Laws.
Yeah,
and it's literally just like 365 days of like meditations. And like to me, it's like you're saying, like if it's not open-minded or helping me be creative or helping me grow, I really don't have much time for it anymore. That's pretty much the only books I'm down to. Maybe a fiction book here and there, but
yeah,
that's really, it's like I want to feel a certain way, I'll engage that way.
Yeah.
If I feel like I'm in lack, I'll buy a book like that and I'll read something and I'll be like, wow, that's exactly how I feel. And you get that momentum, you get that juice.
Yeah.
I think that's why I am an avid reader, Dad. Like I do like to get the juice. I'm still much younger, there's those things like you're talking about, like when you get older, you figure that all out for yourself. And it's like, I don't need the noise. Yeah. I don't need and half the time when something's printed in a book, it's late, or it's not, especially with economics and,
What I'm really referring to, without getting too deep into this, see if I can express this in a simple way. There's in my mind anyway, there's two areas. You're either thinking or you're receiving.
Mm-hmm.
And if you understand the difference between the two, the older you get or the wiser you become, the more you sit and receive. Okay. When you start thinking, your monkey mind starts clicking in and you start trying to fix everything. And then you start to see you're like the hammer, everything looks like a nail. So everything looks like, well, I can solve it with math or knowledge. That's the thinking mind. That's not your feeling, receiving mind. Your universal connection to all that is every answer that could come to you that you would ever want. However, you're not allowing that in because you're too busy thinking about slinging the hammer. So everybody is thinking more than they're listening, or I don't even mean listening, I mean receiving. And once you get there, none of us spend enough time doing that,
No.
But it's difficult.
That's
When
well
you're
said, Dad.
reading, you're thinking, you're not receiving, in my opinion. Now, it could be different for other people, right?
Well, and like what I'm talking about essentially hopefully becomes that. When you read a book like this about, a thought on something or a habit or a meditation that you're going to implement into your life, hopefully it leads to what you're talking about. Hopefully
Yes.
it's like I pick up a book like this to recalibrate and say, okay, I want to live an expansive life. I want to be receiving.
That's right.
And when I am giving, I want it to be me and love
Yeah.
and all that, so it's a recalibration
Yeah.
to what you're talking about. And it took me a long time to get there. And
And
I love it, Dad. I
what
love
what
that you were that way.
and then what you start to sense is the people that you're listening to, well, were they receiving when they expressed that to me, or was this an opinion that they read on Twitter and they just reformulated and regurgitated on a camera and told me to think this way? Or was it coming to them, or were they like, inspired to, do it? As
Yeah.
you know, Brent, we don't rehearse our videos.
No, I just thought the exact
So
same thing. I just received the exact same thing in my mind. Like
yeah, that's right. So
we barely even write notes or whiteboard because if it's not organic, if it's not authentic,
yeah,
how can you trust it? Even in yourself, let alone
yes.
sharing it with other people.
The one just posted a perfect comment. So did XRP. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. They want you to keep using your mind. That's what the media does all day, is to keep your mind busy with senseless crap that doesn't amount to the betterment of your happiness.
Tug of war.
Ever. They've told you
tug of war.
They've told you everything in the world is more important than your happiness. That's what they've told you your whole life. And man, I wish I was better at it. I'm getting there, but it's a lot of work. And it's like you have to turn that thing off. It's not easy.
No.
Yeah. FICA, you. I like it. we had hats back in Mammoth a long time ago. When I was a ski instructor, we had hats, and on the back of the hat, it was FA/Q on the back of it. And the company printed it. They didn't know what it meant. They thought it was some sort of, race code or something, It was pretty funny.
Yeah, I have a boating hat, Dad, that can't be shown on YouTube.
I'll bet.
Especially in a live chat. That would
right.
Yeah, that could derail today's program,
It could. Well, guys, we've been going over an hour and we didn't get anything done.
No.
We did answer a couple questions, but somebody who was at Mark, if I missed it from today's show, sorry, I'd like to know how y'all a big bag of X coins, XLP. Great show, love the content. Mark, if you're still in there, we don't like to talk numbers, but I would gather if you had, I'd say if you have $10,000 in value of all of those 3 coins, you have a big bag. You have a big bag. That's what I'd call a big bag.
Yeah.
That's not a whale bag, but that's a big bag for sure. But even if you had 5,000 in all 3 of those coins, your life is going to look pretty good.
I'd imagine all 3 of those projects are going to see big time use on this planet too.
Yes.
That would be my guess. I would bet on that.
To have.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's weird. I'm less of an XLM fan than I am XRP and XDC, but yeah, it doesn't mean that I don't think it's going to have massive use case, because I think it will. Yeah. Well, yeah. Historic prices. Yep. That's when I was telling somebody, well, okay, well, you're always talking about everything you get right, Alan, on your show. What'd you get wrong? I go, well, I got a really big one wrong. And there was a, okay, what'd you get wrong? I go, well, I did, I think 3 shows on XRP that said, if they win this case and it's deemed not a security, it'll break all-time highs. I think I said that 3 different times. Couldn't even break $1. We couldn't break $1.
Hey, remains to be seen.
Yeah. So I didn't get that one right.
Yeah.
That was a big one. I wasn't even close.
Hey, Professor, did your wife really like The Big Lebowski? Did you get Elizabeth to watch The Big Lebowski?
Me?
Yeah. No, I was going to say that.
I think she has. I mean, before we met.
Yeah.
But, it's not her scene, but married her anyway.
No.
Yeah, not her scene. She's not into movies
or television.
Yeah, we don't watch TV. So, yeah.
No.
Any of it. I don't even think I'll watch a football game this year.
That's tragedy.
Maybe. I'm kidding.
Dad, I can only sit through like a quarter and a half. And it's like, okay.
Yeah. There's got to be something else.
Not to mention the commercials and the programming and the
yeah.
The halftime shows. Oh man.
And they just sell beer, pizza, motor oil, and I don't know, trucks.
A lot of State Farm now. A lot of insurance. A lot of insurance being sold out there.
Yeah. Yeah, but have you guys heard about that? State Farm decided as of 2024, they're moving out of California. Let's remember they already moved out of Florida. They're like, oh, we can't make any money there. Huh. Wow. That's another thing that crypto is going to change, guys. Insurance. It's absolutely going to change the world of insurance so fast. It's going to make everybody's head spin. You're going to, if you pay in your whole life long and you never collect, you're going to get back everything that that didn't spend in your time, in your region, and it will be done in regions. I heard a great lecture out of MIT about it probably 2 years ago. It was really well done. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
He said, you're right. You're right, Sith Lord, but we're going to keep Elizabeth anyway.
Yeah, that's right.
She wouldn't like it just because it was a movie we made her watch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's got better things to do with her life.
Nothing against it. Wouldn't be anything against the Lebowski or the
Yeah,
dude, as we call him.
the dude, right?
Hmm.
Yeah. Well, I got to get going, guys. I got a hard stop here. I
Yeah.
have bacon, ham, and what else have I
Dude.
got? Ribs on the barbecue. I'm slow smoking a lot of it today. So I got to get out and put more wood on the fire.
Nice.
So, yeah, it's all good fun. We
Right on.
will be back again, we hope, next Sunday for a live show.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
Brent and I are going to record a show this week. And I have a couple of shows, a couple of rants, as somebody called them in the comment section. I love your rants. Yeah. I'm going to have a couple of those coming out this week on different subjects. And don't panic. They're not all Bitcoin.
Yeah.
They're mostly XRP, so nobody panic. But yeah, it's going to be good stuff. So Brent, what do you got to close it out with?
Yeah, I can't wait to do the video with you this week, Dad. I'm going to be working on more in the future, you guys. I'm going to be doing more videos, and I'm really going to try to use my hand at writing, because that's a passion of mine, and write more articles for our Patreon. And I think when the time comes later down the road, hopefully be able to kind of go over those with you guys and write some articles that try to submit a little further out to different publications and kind of put our voice and some philosophies and some really big picture crypto stuff into the world.
Cool.
And so I'm going to try to tackle the passion projects on the show, and I want to talk about blockchain more, and so I want to figure out how to make those videos fun and interesting for everybody. And so I'm really happy. I'm going to have a little more time to spend on the channel now, and that is incredible to me, because I can't wait to meet all of you. I can't wait to talk to you more, and I love you guys. Have a wonderful Sunday.
Yep. Good night, everybody. And we will see you next weekend, we hope. All right. Good night.
All right. Peace.